Hello once again, watchers of Good Movies. My name is Nick Pell, and join me once again is my good friend James DeSantis. James, if you want to say your piece quick.
I'm that guy who keeps doing these videos.
Yeah.
The other guy.
He's essentially my co-partner with these different types of videos that aren't necessarily video reviews, but us talking about either the best of worst of a month in regards to movies, or what we're looking forward to for the rest of the year, or other things like that. So for this month, we are going to be looking at the best and worst films of August. And James, if you want to start us out with your worst list.
My worst list, I'm going to pick two movies because I didn't think anything was horrible. But the two movies that definitely struck out as the worst, we'll start with Suicide Squad. I thought this movie was disappointing more than bad. It just didn't live up to what you should expect with that high caliber actors and also a pretty good director. So it was fun at the movie theater, but I was definitely left wanting a lot more. But a movie that wasn't that great, and I don't think it knows what it wanted to be, was Pete's Dragon. This movie was like trying to be for adults, but still a kid's movie while trying to give an adult message, and it really just came out like really flat, boring, and you would expect this on DVD, and it's not going to bring back its money. So this movie kind of failed on all levels for me. Unlike other great children movies this year that were made for adults too, like Jungle Book, this was not one of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And like you said, August didn't really have a lot of movies that I absolutely despised or hated or thought was the worst thing in the world. But it's just filled with a lot of disappointment, as was most of the summer. So my number 3 on this list is going to be Pete's Dragon as well. The main thing that I really enjoyed about this movie was when we got to see Pete and Elliot interacting as just this team. I really would have liked to see Pete growing up with Elliot in the woods, because he meets them as a very young child. And yet it just cuts this generic story, which we've seen a million times, where humans find something that they don't understand, so they have to try to kill it and study it, and you can kind of figure out what's going to happen from there. And so, yeah, Pete's Dragon, just really a big disappointment for me, especially from Disney. My number 2 was War Dogs. I enjoyed the first hour of this movie per se because it gets kind of the more comedic side. You can see just the shenanigans that these two guys, Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, got into. But the last hour just kind of dragged on for me and just got to a really kind of boring point, got really predictable, and I just didn't really enjoy it all that much as a result. And then my number 1 is also one that you mentioned, Suicide Squad. I had such high hopes for this movie, as did a lot of other people, I think, because it was kind of what a lot of people were riding their DC hopes on, just hopefully trying to get another, or at least one good DC movie, and now the hopes have shifted to Wonder Woman, and we'll see if that one can deliver. But Suicide Squad, definite disappointment. I liked the characters, I liked the CGI effects, but that's about all I could really enjoy out of this movie.
All right. So on the flip side, there's actually more good movies this month than bad. At my number 3, I'm going to go with Don't Breathe. I always enjoy horror movies when they try to be a little bit more. And while this movie did have a couple of things that irritated me, I overall had a good time watching it. The suspenseful parts were suspenseful. I felt like they were like that moment where you just kind of freeze. I also thought the acting was higher quality than what you expect from most horror movies. And I also really enjoyed like the style and atmosphere of this movie, very isolated and scary. So Don't Breathe is definitely high up there for me and for this month. But a movie I absolutely loved was Kubo and the Two Strings. This movie was one of those movies I'm talking about where it was made, I guess, for kids or a look kiddie, but really this is more for adults. I took my niece and I thought this movie was, I think I enjoyed it more. It has a very great adult message about moving on and accepting life as it is, and death and living, and just so many great messages with stunning CGI mixed with stop motion. And then, of course, the acting was wonderful as well, from like Matthew McConaughey to the kid from Game of Thrones that had more lines in this movie than his whole career on Game of Thrones. So I really enjoyed that. However, the best movie of August, and probably the best movie of the summer months for me, is going to be Hell or High Water. This movie basically is the movie you want to make in your career. Chris Pine chose one of the greatest movies to be in because Chris Pine is thought of like a pretty boy, kind of like Chris Hemsworth type of actor, but really he's a great actor. He got to show his stuff here. On top of that, you have Jeff Bridges, probably one of his best career moves ever in like the last 10 years after Tron and The Giver and other garbage. So he did great here. And then the movie, it's Ben Foster too, right? Is that how you say it? Ben. Yep. So just wonderful cast, great script. It didn't try to reinvent the wheel. It just did it almost perfect. It was one of the best filmed movies. Made you feel emotions, made you laugh. And yeah, I can go on and on, but this is definitely the best movie of this month, easily.
Yeah, I would agree. Your list, I saw all those movies, and I actually have one on my list out of those three. All very, very good choices. I thought that Don't Breathe was very close to being on my top three of August, and also on my top 10 of the summer, but just didn't quite make the cut. But my number three on this list is going to be Anthropoid. This is about the operation which took place in Czechoslovakia during World War II, and the main goal of it was to send in 2 British agents to try and assassinate Hitler's number 3 in command. It stars Jamie Dornan and Cillian Murphy as the 2 British agents, and they both do fantastic work. It shows kind of the before, the during, and the after of this whole operation. You can see basically what these 2 guys had to put at stake in order to at least attempt and pull off this operation, and you get to see kind of how the whole thing ends up concluding. And this is a film which had the audience just silent after the credits started rolling, and that's, in my opinion, the sign of a great movie. When a film can just silence a whole crowd. My number 2 on this list is going to be Sausage Party. I was actually happily surprised with this movie. I thought I was going to enjoy it just for the comedic bits, but one thing which really surprised me, besides the fact that yes, it's funny, and it has Alan Menken's score, so it has kind of a Disney Pixar-esque feel to it already, especially with its opening number, is that it has a really good social commentary, surprisingly. It deals with just kind of issues that are going on around the world in regards to different cultures and the differences between them, in regards to sex and how we perceive that and kind of when to do it, and just a bunch of different things which kind of reflect our current society. And I really, really enjoy that aspect of it, and that's something which really surprised me and was really unexpected about this movie, and it's probably why I liked it so much. But I have to agree with you for the number 1 of August, Hell or High Water. Easily one of my favorite films of the year, and my number 2 of the summer, honestly. Chris Pine, Ben Foster, Jeff Bridges all do fantastic work in this thing, and I think this could be Chris Pine finally like getting out of the realm of, like you said, kind of being the pretty boy, the Star Trek, the Into the Woods type of character, and maybe doing more serious roles, more indie films, and really putting himself out there as a really good actor, one of those really sought out actors. I thought Ben Foster also did a good job. The story is just fantastic. It starts off as kind of a general bank robbery movie, but as you learn more and more about kind of why these 2 brothers are doing what they're doing, it just becomes so engulfing. And the ending was just one of the most tension-filled conversations I've had in a very long time in a movie theater. And so Hell or High Water, fantastic film. Check this thing out if you can. It's slowly expanding into more and more theaters. Easily one of the best films of the summer and of August and of the year. But guys, those are our thoughts on the best and worst films of August. Let us know yours in the comments down below. What did you agree with? What did you not agree with? Let us know your list. Make sure to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. Make sure to go check out James DeSantis' channel. Link is going to be in the description down below. He does fantastic game reviews as well as really good top 10 and top 5 videos, one of which I will probably be on in the coming days here, just FYI. And so, yeah, guys, as always, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.